Encouraged by the country's growing civil society, the Indonesian government agrees to bilateral talks with the UK, aimed at combating illegal logging.
Lalu dari David, ya saya ingat, saya lupa namanya, oke kita kembangkan proyek kerjasama. Lebih baik kita melakukan kerjasama daripada saling mencela.
Several newly formed NGOs from around Indonesia contact EIA and Telapak, asking to be trained in their methods of on-the-ground video investigation.
We realised that the training that we could give to groups all around the country would motivate them, would mobilise them in their own way, for their own issues, for a long time to come.
And so it occurred to us, really, that the UK government would be get good value for money, if you like, if we were to support EIA to train up, 40, 50 or more Indonesians to use video cameras in their investigations, be able to date and spatially locate the film, so that it could be used as evidence, not just in exposés and in greater transparency, the reports that EIA are doing, but for evidence that could be used in legal processes.
The NGOs develop and roll out a series of basic field training workshops.
We sort of go out to the regions and bring together 10 or 15 local NGOs, and we show them basic use of photography and film and some undercover techniques and safety and security, which would embolden them and give them the skills they needed to start campaigning against illegal logging in their areas.
And because Telapak had such a fantastic network of people over the country, it was going to prove over the years to come a vital part of information coming in, photographs coming in, video coming in.
Over the next 8 years, EIA and Telapak run many similar and more advanced training courses for NGOs all around the country.
It wasn't just about learning how to use a camera. It had opened up all kinds of possibilities in the minds of the youth participants in these workshops about what they could do with their lives.
Dan beberapa organisasi terutama yang memang menunjukkan minat dan kapasitas untuk menjadi semacam service provider, EIA dan Telapak kemudian memberikan pelatihan lanjutan, yaitu berupa pelatihan editing. Sehingga mereka bisa mengemas informasi-informasi dan bukti-bukti yang mereka peroleh dari investigasi lapangan mereka menjadi produk kampanye yang bisa dilakukan untuk kampanye mereka di tingkat daerah ataupun nasional ataupun internasional sebetulnya.
Over the next year, EIA and Telapak dispatched teams of investigators on numerous field trips to Sumatra and Borneo. Their mission is to gather video evidence of the by now rampant illegal logging taking place in the country's national parks. One team returns to Tanjung Puting to see if illegal logging in the national park has stopped or tailed off following the release of the final cut. As their investigation comes to an end, events take a turn.
Kemudian kami berpikir kita perlu informasi dari tangan pertama, dari sasaran investigasi utama itu, yaitu Tanjung Liga Group, Rasid, dan organisasinya atau grupnya lah gitu. Jadi kemudian kami untuk mengunjungi sawmillnya.
It's going to Java.
Rui and I both made calls
me to London to say we were going to go and meet them. And he rang the office in Bogor with Telapak. And we got into this Jeep, the doors locked, and off we went. And we ended up at the Tanjung Linga office.
Berhenti di depan, terus masuk, ada tangga naik ke lantai 2. Jadi kami ke lantai 2 dan kemudian disuruh masuk ke ruangan di situ. Ternyata itu ruangan kerja Sugianto. Dan disitulah tiba-tiba kami tahu bahwa kami bukan akan berbincang-bincang atau interview atau apa, tapi justru disekap.
The minute he saw Rui, he went ballistic. He went absolutely ballistic and said, "You lied, you came into my warehouse, you did this, you did that." The whole thing really started to escalate. I mean, it just went from walking in the room to zip. There was a lot of violence. Rui was punched and hit. There was a lot of shouting and screaming.
Dipukuli, barang-barang direbut, dirampas, segala macam ya. Jadi itu dipukul dan diinjak beberapa kali, ditodong.
But the moment I really thought we were in real trouble was when Sugianto picked up his pistol and he slammed it down on the desk in front of us. And he said something like, "I can kill you now, and me, I will just go to jail, but I'll be alive," or something like that. And, you know, by this stage, I won't lie, I was absolutely terrified.
Nah, di situ ada perasaan, inilah akhirnya hidupku gitu kan, semacam itu. Tapi mungkin hanya sedetik, 2 detik. Mereka merasa menguasai seluruh aparat ya. Polisi, tentara, pemerintah itu berada di bawah kekuasaan, di bawah kendali mereka. Jadi mereka, kita suruh polisi untuk sidik, untuk proses mereka biar mereka di penjara gitu-gitu.
I do remember being marched down the stairs, really relieved that we were out of that room, not quite sure now we were in the hands of the police whether that was a good or a bad thing. And they had a flatbed police truck and they put us on the back of that. And I was very scared then because I thought someone might shoot us or kill us on the way.
Yang datang dan membawa kami itu dari reserse. Tapi ternyata syukurlah bahwa meskipun nampaknya pada saat itu semua sudah dikuasai dan dikendalikan oleh mereka, oleh grup ini, tapi ada sekelompok kecil polisi ini, unit reserse ini, yang tidak berada di bawah, mungkin tidak mau tunduk pada keinginan, kehendak, perintah dari grup ini. Jadi mereka justru bukannya memproses kami dan menahan kami gitu ya, justru malah melindungi kami di situ. Yang pertama saya telepon adalah Minang ya, jadi mungkin waktu itu protokolnya memang begitu, jadi kontak poinnya gitu saya kemudian kasih tahu Minang. Terus kemudian komunikasi rutin bisa terjalin sehingga bisa share cerita, laporkan apa yang terjadi, dan teman-teman di Bogor, di banyak tempat kemudian bisa merencanakan dan melakukan apa-apa yang untuk penyelamatan atau evakuasi. Mungkin ketahuan bahwa bukannya kami disiksa di polisi, malah dilindungi di polisi, maka kantor polisi itu kemudian dikepung oleh preman-preman, oleh massa banyak sekali dengan bersenjata dan lain-lain mengepung kantor itu.
On the second day, when Sugianto's lawyers came with a film crew from a television station, we realized then what it was that they wanted from us. They wanted me to go on television with Rui and say that we had lied and that the final cut was all lies and we'd made it up, and that in fact Tanjung Linga wasn't doing any of these things. Now that I knew what they wanted, I knew I wasn't going to give it to them. And what we did was, I told them that I was not in a position to make a statement like that without permission from my board. And they bought it. And so that was when it started to, I realized we may be able to get out of this.
Selama 3 hari, jadi kami nggak bisa keluar, dan polisi-polisi itu juga nggak bisa keluar. Jadi itu situasinya yang terjadi.
And the situation has deteriorated again. The police are arming themselves with rifles.
Jadi disimpan di situ di ruang kepala reserse. Kalau mau ke toilet misalnya, itu ada polisi, ada petugas yang bawa senjata, nganterin sampai ke pintu, gitu-gitu. Jadi waktu itu emang sangat sangat.
We've just been told that they are going to mobilise the Navy and military troops in order to help get us out.
Kantor polisi itu kemudian dikepung oleh preman-preman, oleh massa banyak sekali dengan bersenjata dan lain-lain mengepung kantor itu.
The next day, when we were told to sit in a certain place within the room that we were being held, and the next thing I know is we're being taken out of the room with bodyguards and guns and rifles around us, and we get into a jeep, and that jeep then goes to the airport.
Masuk sama-sama ke pesawat.
We got to the airport, and there were a lot of people standing alongside the runway, and there was the sight of this wonderful little plane. And we said goodbye, we got on the plane and we got out of there. It wasn't until afterwards that we realized exactly what was going on behind the scenes and how many people were really doing so much to get us out and to save our lives.